The sound of prayer has echoed across parts of the Hampshire countryside this weekend. A few miles outside Alton, 30,000 Ahmadiyya Muslims have gathered to display their faith. Jalsa Salana is designed to promote peaceful teaching of Islam and to counter extremist views. It's been attended by people from more than 100 countries. But despite those numbers, Ahmadiyya Muslims are persecuted in some parts of the world for their differing beliefs. In 2010, nearly 100 Ahmadiyya Muslims were killed in an attack in the Pakistani city of Lahore. Closer to home, in March, Glasgow shopkeeper Asad Shah was killed in a religiously motivated murder. I asked Zahir Mohammed Manan, a visitor from the USA, to explain the background of their sect.
The number one distinction is that we're founded by the Mahdi Messiah, the prophesied Messiah of all religions. His name was Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian, His Holiness, peace be upon him. He through divine direction, he founded our community in 1889. So there's a few distinctive parts. Number one is that we believe in the Messiah, that he came metaphorically just as Elijah redescended to earth in the form of John the Baptist at the time of Jesus. So he came in a different name and a different person at a different name. The other distinction is that we do not believe in violence in any form. Jihad by the sword is over, that religious plurality is there, and we spread our message through our motto, love for all, hatred for none, with our actions.
One of those actions is the Peace Pledge. I asked Canadian Safin Chowdhury to explain what the meaning is behind it.
Our Peace Pledge, which is really for all the members of the community to come together and pledge their allegiance. They're reminded that the reason why we hold ourselves to a higher standard of not just peace, but a higher standard of living around the world is, and by the way, that peace pledge, you're expected to take it back to your country or where you come from, is we all pledge our allegiance to the Caliph Mirza Masroor Ahmad in everything good, in everything peace, and more importantly, allegiance to him in Islam, which literally means peace. So this giant peace pledge we take is a self-accountability that we all hold each other accountable, and we literally physically hold and touch each person and say the words that we repeat behind the Caliph, and we take a pledge of peace, and that peace we rejuvenate each year.
Alongside the serious message of the gathering is an atmosphere and celebration. Although attendance at Jalsa Salana is not compulsory, for many Ahmadiyya Muslims it's a key date in their calendar. And for those 3 days, a rural field becomes a city of tents, as volunteer Faraz Khan explains.
So we have different exhibitions. We have obviously the photo exhibitions, we have tents set up for international inspection offices, any sort of thing that you think that we would require at these sort of events. Those are what they're tents for. The main Jalsa Gar is for the men and women to go listen to His Holiness, because the whole point of Jalsa Salana is to develop and academically increase our knowledge of Islam. So that's where about 10, 20, 30,000 will go to sit down and listen to his speeches.
And then sort of next to both of those tents we've got the food tent, which with all the tables inside, we just went inside. I can't believe how big it is. It's like, I don't know, it must be 30 to maybe 50 foot long and about 20 wide.
It's probably like a tenth of the size of the actual Jalsa Gar, but you're talking about maybe 500 people going in at a time. The idea is that they pick up the food and either go or they eat it there as quick as they can, ideally, so that the rest of the people can come through. We're trying to cater for at least 30,000 people per year.
And there's that old adage, there's no such thing as free lunch. How is all this funded, this year tents?
You can say it is kind of a free lunch and kind of not a free lunch. I mean, as I mentioned before, every member of the community, we all contribute monetarily wise towards the community fund, and it pays for all of these sort of things. So all the food that gets made here is paid for through the community fund.